The recording, and here's our intro.
You're watching SchreckTeck, where tech is Schrecky. This show is sponsored by Synapse 3DI at www.synapse3di.com and by Relate Corporation at www.relate.com.
And good morning, everyone. This is SchreckTeck, episode number 37. With me, next to me, right over there. I'm looking at her right now.
I was saying good morning to everybody in the chat room. I was like, oh, he's back.
We're here.
I have to pay attention.
That's right. Good morning. Next to me is Gina Schreck.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Cyber Tuesday. Can we just do every day as Cyber Tuesday, Cyber Wednesday, Cyber until Christmas?
It's just Cyber Day.
Cyber Day, yeah. You know, now, Rick, did you buy anything on Cyber Monday?
Did I buy anything? Yeah, I did.
Online?
Bought it online at Amazon. I got a portable dolly for a tripod. I got a brand new tripod. Not that I need one, but I got another tripod with a dolly so that you can move the tripod around on top of the dolly. It's an attachment for it. And I think I got a book on how to build your own video and photo rigs.
Oh, wow.
Put my son-in-law to work. Put my son-in-law to work.
That's exciting. You know what? I'm very sad because I didn't make one purchase yesterday.
Not one.
Not one.
However, you went bankrupt on Friday, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, so sadly, I spent the day yesterday in the hospital with my father-in-law, who's visiting, and now he gets to visit in the hospital. Yeah, diabetic, and you know what? Take care of yourselves because he's diabetic, was not taking care of himself, now losing a toe. Today having it amputated, so I'll be heading back over to the hospital. So I didn't get to do any shopping. So I'm going to do Cyber Tuesday. I'm going to bring all my little catalogs and all my links, and I'm going to go sit in the hospital with them and I think get some shopping done. But I did ask yesterday who bought anything. Yeah, how long is it still Cyber Days? I think every day if you shop online, it's Cyber Day.
And
right?
actually, what's sort of funny, it's been Cyber Day for about 3 months already.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sales out there.
We had Small Business Saturday, which you were supposed to support small businesses and shop there, which shouldn't we do that every day too? So,
that's true.
But Larry did, he sent me a tweet yesterday and he shared a link on Cyber Monday for like $68. Larry bought a cool stand, looks like a music stand for your iPad, which I think that's what he said it's officially a music stand for your iPad, but he's going to use it for presentations instead of setting your iPad down. So that's a really cool purchase, which I think is funny. I'm curious how many people on Cyber Monday bought gifts for themselves instead of for the holidays for other people.
Yeah, I'm one of them, I think.
Yeah. So,
though it wasn't really for me, it's for the company. So
absolutely. I'm sure you say that a lot to your wife. Oh, no, this is for the company.
That's right.
Yeah. You always have a good reason to buy something.
Yeah. Always a reason.
I need to get some, holiday shopping. I need to just get it done early and just check it off the list. But one of the big thing, one of the big things last week, the last couple weeks, I've been getting a lot of questions about Facebook and more changes. But this time I was excited about this change in Facebook. And for anyone out there who has a Facebook business page, you logged in and saw a message saying the insights have changed. Now, for people who don't have a Facebook business page or doesn't have a Facebook account, so, you're going to wonder. But this is important, I think, for anyone to understand for small businesses for any business, but especially for small businesses using Facebook, an advantage now of really using these analytics that are provided in a way that really helps you put together a better strategy for your content and be able to look at what's working, what's not, what do I want to repeat. And so I thought we could, spend a little bit of time today explaining what some of these new insights are, because you bring up all these, different graphs, and it sometimes can just seem more confusing. And some people really have never spent time in the insights of their Facebook page. And the insights is just a link on the left-hand column that's, you click on that and it brings you into the analytics of your page. Tells you all kinds of great information to help you. And I think that's a big change and a positive change. And so this morning I emailed Rick some screenshots that I thought at least we can't go into the insights of a page because you just have to be on the page live and we're not doing screen share. So I thought we can just show some of the pictures to do that.
That sounds good.
So if we have the first picture, the screenshot 1, when you first go, what's that?
Here we go.
Screenshot here we go. So when you first go into your insights, one of the first graphs you'll see is this one here, and I'll explain what these mean. First of all, the thing that looks different is the purple dots at the bottom, and you'll see some big dots, some little dots, some medium dots. Really what that means is how many times you posted on your Facebook page that day. So a small dot is 1 post went out that day, medium dot 2, big dot 3. So again, the more times you post, the bigger the dot. What's interesting to note is, okay, are you getting more views on your page and more people talking about your page when you post more often? Because you would think, like Twitter, that might make sense. I can't really see any correlation to the number of times I'm posting. This screenshot was taken from my Getting Geeky page, and so looking at that, another number on this shot here that you'll see, if you look at the top numbers, total number of likes, 3,700, but better than that is friends of fans, 1.1 million people could possibly be influenced by your content. And this is where you really have to work to get people to share your posts, get people to comment or like so it shows up on their pages, because you have the potential of reaching 1.1 million. Well, I do on this one. And then how many people are talking about it means they are sharing the content or tagging your page in a post, and this is this is through 1 week. So it's looking at data from, you can take data and you can set the calendar to, or actually this is 2 weeks. So anyway, this screenshot is really important for people to pay attention to. What are the trends? What's your potential reach on Facebook page? And then if you look at Facebook, the second screenshot, you will see, let's see here, the second screenshot, I'm going to bring up the same page, so we're looking at that, is oh, I didn't have the same view. There we go. Okay, this one is really great because what this screenshot is showing is every single post that you've posted. It gives you, now this one was from another page that we manage, and it shows you how many people it actually reached. So when people log into Facebook, does your post cross their screen? Is it on the screen that they viewed it? Just because somebody likes your page doesn't mean they see your content. So this one is really important to look at the number of people that your post is actually being viewed by. You may need to adjust the time of day that you post content, and then how many people were actually engaged with your content, again, means they commented, liked, or shared.
Now, how do they really know you've looked at it? I mean, it could be on your page, but nobody's ever actually looked at it unless they've commented.
Well, see, most people aren't going to your page to look at your content. When they log into Facebook and they see their news feed, if your content is in their news feed, it's being viewed, and somehow, Facebook is able to tell if it's being looked at by them. They may not click on it, but if it's on in view of them is what this is counting. Then they count it as your content was viewed by that many people. So again, it may only reach a real small percentage of people if you're posting it at a time of day when people aren't logging on. So you really have to start paying attention to, the good thing is you can look at one screen of your posts and start seeing which posts get viewed by the most people. Number one, what time of day, what day of the week was that post posted on? And then what type of content? Now the type of content won't matter that doesn't change whether your content was viewed. That will change whether they interacted or commented or shared with your content. So you really have to do some work if you want your Facebook page to gain more momentum. And then you start tracking things like, first of all, where are people coming from? And when they log in, are they coming from Google? They found your page. Are they coming from your website? You want to know where are they, what's the source of your views. And then you can start also tracking, are people clicking on your links and going out to purchase or sign up or whatever your goal is on Facebook. So that's another piece that's helpful. On the other screenshot, let's see, if you'll go to, I think it's number 3.
Yep, we're there.
Oh, you're already there. See the delay. I look over at the screen to see. This one I like because it just shows you, what's your demographics. Because if you have an older demographics, then you'll want different type of content. It shows you male versus female, and then again the age. And so you're able to take that information and maybe tweak the type of content you're offering. So that didn't change. That's always been there on Facebook.
Now it's a little small on the rightmost number, but what is that rightmost one?
55 plus.
Okay. They've all died off. Okay.
Well, this one is one of our client pages, and interestingly, they're trying to attract a happy hour crowd. They're trying to get people in, and so we're running a lot of specials, and we get more of that younger demographic, which is what they wanted for what they're trying to promote. So, if we want to shift and we wanted to promote something to that 55 plus demographic, we would have to do some work to first attract those people, make sure there's content for that age group. So really looking at your analytics can help you target better the folks that you're trying to reach. And then vice versa, look at who you are attracting and make sure you're providing content that's valuable to that group.
Now, Gina, was this data available before, or was it kind of hidden there but not easy to get to?
It's always been there. Facebook has always had insights, but it had different, like this demographics one, that's always been there.
Okay.
But the one that shows you which post got, a breakdown of each of your posts and whether it was viral or how many people interacted with it, how many people are talking about your post, those are new numbers to Facebook. Page admins. And so that's really great for a page admin. Sometimes you're posting content and you're working so hard just to come up with content to post. You have to start looking at which is really worth it. What's getting the most bang.
Now, Gina, have you ever had anything go viral? And if so, how did you treat it?
An ointment usually helped. See, if it weren't for my energy drink, I wouldn't have caught that one. It is interesting to see which ones go viral. Here's one thing I notice. On the weekends, more content has a higher viral percentage than weekdays. I've noticed on mine, weekends get a lot of hits because people are catching up on Facebook and reading. And a lot of people in business don't post on the weekends because they assume nobody's working. Well, they're still checking in.
Right.
So weekends get more. Thursdays and Fridays, I get the lowest numbers. So people are kind of over the whole Facebook thing by Thursday and Friday. They're probably so busy catching up because they were on Facebook Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And so they're playing around. But yeah, it's interesting to look at what gets more hits. Great photos, videos tend to get shared more. The way you post content has to be concise. So people that put lots of wordy content, usually people read it and go, okay, that's interesting. They move on. They don't even click like. So, looking at wording it with a question, you're going to notice higher interaction with that post typically. So, looking at your analytics is really helpful. I think is there one more?
I went to the fourth one just now.
Okay, because this one I really like because we put so many tabs on our Facebook pages and our client pages, and this one I think is our Getting Geeky. Oh no, this is actually one of the Hyatt pages. On their page, we have so many tabs. We're always curious, where are people going when they come to your Facebook page? And you can see, most of the people spend time on the wall of your page, but then, are they going to your welcome tab? Are they going to your photos, the gold passport tab? So this shows you how many people actually go to your tabs and spend some time there. Typically, it's the first time they come to your page.
Now, is that a day view, or is that, or can you give it a range?
You can give it a range. So this range was a 2-week range.
2 week, okay.
So you can go and adjust. You can say, show me every month, which another new feature to the Facebook Insights, which is helpful for us because we manage other pages. We can export this data and it puts it into a nice report to send to the client.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really cool, which, you know what, if you're out there watching and you're saying, I still have a Facebook personal profile that I'm using for business, this is one reason you should have a business page, because your personal profile, you don't get any of this type of data. So you're blindly posting and hoping that people are engaged with your content, but a business page is treated more like a business, and you're able to really start being more strategic with your content.
That's really good advice.
Yeah.
Now we also have today, I believe it's your Pinterest.
Oh, okay. So, you and I were talking at the end of the year, we start looking at what are some of the hot social network sites this year that have emerged, and a couple of them that I picked. One is Pinterest. Now, again, at first I thought this was just a site that was for women wanting to browse fashion, and the page that I gave you, you're going to think this is the case.
Now, before she goes on, we must show you this page.
Yeah, okay, you're going to see.
I got a good laugh out of it last night. I think I have an insight to what Gina does in her spare time.
Yeah,
so here,
this is what I do all day.
So this is her page right here. Actually,
one of my boards
Introducing
on Pinterest.
Kindle
Yeah.
Fire, a Kindle for entertainment, web, games,
that's not your
reading.
page. Well, that's
That's your Kindle Fire.
That's a Kindle Fire. Okay, where'd your page go?
Introducing Kindle Fire.
That was one of those
a
last
Kindle
minute
for
things. Hold
entertainment,
on.
Well, and I'm going to
web,
explain what
games.
Pinterest is for those who, I know we've talked about Pinterest before, but Pinterest, I call it like a vision board, a virtual vision board tool, but it's like a bulletin board site. If you're a stumbled upon person, it's like stumbled upon. My daughter, the Schrecklet, is a big stumbled person, and it's similar to stumbled upon, but a little more organized. So on Pinterest, you can create, I call them bulletin boards or dream boards or vision boards, but you can create different categories. So I have a board called it's called My Style. So it's all about fashion. Then I have one that's called My Office, stuff that I want for my office. I have one that's called Tech Goodness. So any tech gadgets that I find on Pinterest, I pin them to that board. So you create multiple boards, and as you see stuff on the internet, on any website, you can pin it to one of your boards so that it kind of collects it like Stumbled. So that's what Pinterest is. But however, I want to talk about.
I think here is your Pinterest site.
Okay, so here's one of my boards.
There we go. This is what Gina does. Now you'll notice there is a prevalence soon of shoes. There's shoes.
Jewelry and shoes. You'll
Jewelry,
notice a trend.
shoes, some clothing.
A few items of clothing.
Gina, your husband is bankrupt.
Yeah. See, all I have to do is send him this board to say, need shopping ideas?
I still see shoes.
Yeah. Shoes. Very expensive rings.
Now, I think this is only page 1. I think we go on, for 500 pages of shoes?
Oh, wait. See that haircut? That's the haircut
Yep.
I'm going to get when I turn 50.
Ah, okay.
Purple and red.
And more shoes.
And more shoes.
And some clothing. So there you have it. Now you have a better insight. Yeah.
Why,
She
Gina?
doesn't just look good, she dresses well.
So these are items that I have found on the internet, and you pin them. So Pinterest is a fairly new site. I believe you still have to have an invitation to join, but you just submit it and they have you join. However, last week I saw a really cool use, because I'm working with a retail store to get them on using social media. And so I told her, I'm going to bring my camera in and take pictures of all your ball gowns and party dresses and things that are very viral on Pinterest. And then I can pin them, because you can upload items via, your camera and put them in your Pinterest boards, or you can go to a website and you can pin things straight off a website. So when I realized you can't, as a business, you can't just go load all your stuff on Pinterest. So if you're a retailer or you have a book, because I thought this is another great use for authors, if you have a book, make sure your book is on Pinterest, because people will share and they'll repin your items on. So there's a social aspect. I have a bunch of people that follow my pin boards. And so they'll say, I want to follow Gina's tech board, or I want to follow Gina's fashion board. And then anytime I pin something new, they see it, they can repin it.
So for example, I get a lot of emails asking about microphones, asking about video cameras, e-learning tools. So you could actually put your preferences or things like that on Pinterest.
Right. And they're pictures with a link to the website that you got them. You can type notes like how much it cost or anything you so it's a cool tool for retailers because you get viral exposure. But Samuel Gordon, which is a jeweler, all those rings in the beginning that you showed, those are from Samuel Gordon. And the reason I put those there is they're running a contest, which is really a smart idea. Because Samuel Gordon can't go and load all their jewelry onto Pinterest, what they did is they said, we're going to run a contest. And it's called Pin to Win. If you Pinterest any of their jewelry and put a tag, hashtag Samuel Gordon's, on the pin, they're going to choose a winner from the people who pin their stuff because they're trying to get it to go viral. So I thought, wow, that's a brilliant way for stores. And again, now start taking what one business industry is using and now look at how can other industries get in on this, because Pinterest has everything. It has photos, it has stuff, it has quotes. So I think that's going to get bigger. I think Pinterest, for some reason, I think it's the way it's organized and the way it can become viral and you can follow people and share content. It has gained momentum very quickly, and I think we're going to see more from Pinterest. So
now, do they make their money ad-based, or
what's that?
How do they make their money?
I don't know. And they're fairly new. I mean, it launched this, in 2011. I don't see ads, and companies now I can see potential for revenue because if companies were allowed to load 10 items to be pinned, I can see where companies would pay to do that. Why not? But right now, it's against their terms for a company to go and just load all their content. It's really to be used by users pinning and liking, really is what it is, items. But you're categorizing them. So it's cool. You can go to Pinterest.com, log in or create a login, request one, and check that out. But I think we're going to see more from companies like that, even though that is a social media site. It's a unique one. And I think we're going to see more from Pinterest.
Are they tied in at all to Twitter?
Oh, absolutely. So when I pin something, I can say, share this pin on Facebook, share it on Twitter. I can choose to share it. So when I pin it, it'll send which again, there's the viral nature of it. It sends it out to my Facebook page with a picture of the item. Gina just repinned this, or Gina pinned this, and I can put my note in there. So again, for whoever is the company, I mean, in this case, it's shoes and jewelry, but if you go to like my tech goodness pin board, it has cool power strips and fun gadgets that I find online.
So in essence, this is better than going to, I used to tag a lot of my stuff or just, clip it, if you will, to Evernote.
Right.
But this seems like a little more fun because not only if you're looking for things, you could share it with other people, and that's kind of fun.
And I can find people, like if I wanted to follow your pin board, because I know that you always find the good sound boards and sound equipment, and I would follow your pins because anytime you pin something, I would know, oh, he's done the work,
Okay.
So yeah, it has a really cool social sharing aspect to it.
And you said it is tied to Twitter?
Yeah, it can share to Twitter or Facebook right now.
Okay, great.
Yeah, cool. I like
fun,
it.
Fun stuff.
I'm seeing a lot of men on Pinterest. So at first I thought it was very female oriented because, of course, I was just looking at all the pretty clothes and shoes. But then I realized there's a lot of men on Pinterest.
A lot of
and
tech
so
people. I know
for,
gun collectors. I know all sorts of different people who would love to share some of the things that they
Right.
either buy, collect, or
Yeah.
that's
And in
interesting.
fact, you can create your own boards. So you create a board for whatever topic you want.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's a good organizational way to do that. I created a board for each of my daughters, and I said anytime I see cool things that I think they would like, I put it in their thing, and I told them just follow my boards.
That's really cool. Hey, you
Yeah.
know what, Gina? We are 23 minutes into the show, and we've covered a lot of the stuff we had to cover. We are on time today. This is
Are on time.
We're
Yeah.
kicking.
Wait,
This is good.
I have to do the soundboard.
I have
today.
no sound today, so I found out I had a static IP issue with my iPad.
Yeah. Well, now, like, what social sites have you kind of paid attention to this year that you think will be, continue to grow?
Well, I think Google Plus is definitely one of them.
True.
Google Plus, Facebook, I'm on, but I don't care that much about it. It's okay. I'm not that social.
I'll carry the weight on that one.
That's right. You'll carry it.
about
Twitter. I'm on
Instagram?
Twitter a lot. What? Which one?
Do you use Instagram?
I have not. I haven't even looked at it.
Oh my gosh, that's another one that I think is going to explode in 2012.
Now-
I think they're going to get into video is what I'm hearing little things about. But Instagram, 27-year-old guy started Instagram. No marketing dollars whatsoever were spent on launching this company. And it's huge. Now, their only downfall right now is they're only on iOS. So for Android users, it's still very frustrating because you can't use it. But I use it on my iPad for the but Instagram it's all it is a filtering of your photos. However,
Oh, so it's a photo site.
it's a photo site.
Yeah.
So you take photos and then you put a filter using Instagram filters. But what's different is the social aspect. You can follow specific people that you like their photographs. So I look at it as this great storytelling tool and businesses can tell the story of events they participate in and places they go and things about their company. So there's this whole thing of depending on who you follow, you really get a story of their life and their business. And it's really cool, very creative on Instagram. If you're an Instagram user, look me up. I'm always loading, things from where I travel and going skiing or whatever. And that's a fun one that I think we're going to see more growth next year.
Now, how is that different from something like Flickr?
It's interesting because Flickr, it is similar to Flickr, but Instagram simplified it in the fact that I take a picture, I add a filter, and I share it. Again, it can go to Facebook, it can go to Twitter, and people follow my particular stream of photos. So the social nature of it, I think, makes it a little different than a repository, although Flickr has the social piece to it. But Instagram is growing like crazy because of the way people share the photos. I don't know. I think this whole social consumer is changing a lot of what we're seeing in companies that are successful right now. How are you sharing the content that you are trying to get out there? And I think they're a great example of somebody who used no marketing dollars, 27-year-old guy, and here's a company that's going gangbusters.
Now, in the next week or two, we're going to try to get Will Black on the show. Now, Will Black is an author who just wrote Beyond 2012. It is not your typical New Age 2012 book about how the impending doom, how we're all going to be ascended into some other dimension, and how UFOs are coming, munchkins are coming, leprechauns, crystals, channeled beings, and whatever else you can think of. He's actually an anthropologist who studies the Mayans, who actually exist, which people forget that they're actually still a living group all over Central America and parts of the U.S. There's a lot of Mayans still left who hit their perspectives on these prophecies and everything else, and how it was really all taken out of context, aside from a whole mess of other very interesting points. And now he's in England, so we may have to vary our show, he said, because he has some work. I think he works right at the time we do the show. But he was very interested, and I invited him because I go, he might be kind of...
That'll be cool. Well, and we'll
yeah,
have
and he
combined-
uses social media to a point The way he followed me, I followed him back because I found him interesting, and he immediately sent me a note. I imagine it was an autoresponder, but it worked. It said, "Take a look at one of the sections of my book. Tell me what you think." I did. I bought the book. So that worked. I wonder how many more like me bought the book just based on what they saw. So it's an interesting use of media without being obnoxious, and it sounded very personal.
Well, and I think it'll be fun to combine, 2012 predictions for technology with his, and then we can have some calendar apps that will end.
Sure. That sounds good.
The Ryan calendar apps.
Well, we still have, I think, 3 more shows for this year, if not,
We'll
3 more, 3 or 4, I don't know.
So one of those, we need to do that. Can I share like a low-tech, I think it's low-tech, but it's a gadget that I think is a great stocking stuffer for holidays.
Sure.
And I think I share this every year, but it's one that we use all the time. It's this Maxell, and there's lots of brands of this, but this one was $10 at Walgreens. And it plugs into your iPad or your phone, it's just a little phone jack there. You turn it on and you program it into the radio.
Oh, it's a radio thing?
Yeah, it's for your car radio.
Oh, it's a car radio. It's a receiver thing.
Receiver, yeah. So every year, and I usually buy these, 2 or 3 at a time because my daughters will say, "Oh, I lost mine," But for anyone that on your shopping list who has a car that does not have, very few still have the plugs, the jacks for your iPods and iPads.
But more and more are having it.
New ones do. But if you have anyone like I do,
sell your car. Sell your car and
12, 20-year-old cars with the tape deck. This is such a great tool because it uses 3 AAA batteries, and you plug it in. It gets great sound from your iPad. So I will listen to podcasts a lot while I drive using little Macs.
Now, I finally signed up about 2-3 months ago for XM.
Oh, you
Sirius
did?
XM. It is so nice.
You love it?
I hate paying the money because it's $220 a year or whatever it is, $240. Yeah. I'm not in the car all the time. However, boy, the sound quality and the choices of stations is incredible.
Yeah.
On my car, I technically have 18 channels I can pre-program.
Now, see, here's the poor man's version is subscribe to Spotify for $8 a month. Mm-hmm. So Spotify, you can choose and create all your playlists, and then on your phone, you can run Spotify. It doesn't even have to be live linked. It can actually be, it loads the content to Spotify so your phone would be able to get it, and then plug in Max.
Well, the only problem with that though is that it is consuming your bandwidth, and most of us don't have unlimited bandwidth.
Oh, that's true.
And that'll kill you on the car.
Well, then you switch to T-Mobile because we have unlimited.
I think Sprint and T-Mobile are doing unlimited right now.
We do. Our whole family has that, and it's good. Although you do reach a limit.
When we went to Hawaii for vacation about a month and a half ago or whatever it was, we had really bad bandwidth in our room. So we went out to the Verizon store and got a MiFi, one of those little portable. Oh, yeah. And you get, I think it's 5 gigabytes a month of download. Well, in 3 days, we had 7. It's amazing. It doesn't take very long for techies to accumulate bandwidth. And we would, and it's funny. I spent a lot of time on YouTube. I was doing product reviews, and before I knew it, Leslie goes, "Hey, we just did 7 gigs in 3 days." Yeah. I go, "Great." So I don't know what we do at home, but it must be in the terabytes. But
Kirk is a big video watcher on his phone, and he goes through he'll get a message from T-Mobile saying you've hit this cap and your bandwidth will slow down.
They slow you down?
They slow you down. Yeah.
I have only one thing to say for people who do that. Bastards.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. That's interesting. One of those things. I think this is a great cheap gadget. Walgreens, any store, Best Buy, they have these, but it works great for people who want to listen.
And they've gotten cheap because in the old days they used to be really expensive. I remember the first one I had, I think, cost me like $80.
Don't buy them in the Apple store.
That's right. I think I did.
Because in the Apple store, these are still real expensive.
What are they, like $60 to $80, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
$10 at Walgreens.
Yep, and probably just as good, if not better.
Probably. Okay, so do we have time for one?
Let's do one more, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Well, it's just a challenge that I've been asked this too many times. I thought we need to start getting the word out. That, on Facebook, there is a thing people can subscribe to your personal profile instead of friending you. And it's still this point of confusion to people. So if somebody sends you a friend request, you can just deny that. You can just ignore it. And, you don't know the person. Maybe there's someone, that looks kind of creepy. So you just ignore their friend request. That person can still subscribe to your public posts. So if you have your profile set up, now you can turn that off, but if you have it set up to allow people to subscribe to your public posts. Now again, most people they post on Facebook and they send it out they don't change that. You can change, I want to send this to my family. I want to send this just to my friends. I want to send this to close friends. You can set up lists and send content, but most people just send posts to everybody. So I have several people who subscribe to my Facebook personal profile. And there's one guy in particular, he's from Korea, and he will write in Korean on my page all the time in reply, because they can still comment on things if they're subscribing to your public posts. So I've tried to translate his stuff. It's always very random. It doesn't make sense to me, even translated. And so I have sent him a message asking him, please tell me more about yourself, and he didn't. So I finally blocked him. Because it was just annoying. But for those of you out there, yes, people can subscribe to your personal profile. If you have that option set, and in your privacy settings, you can turn that off. But if you have it open to allow people to subscribe, that's why you might see people writing on your comments that you're not even connected to. They probably subscribe to your post.
Right,
and
okay.
again, you can block them or set your privacy settings different as you post.
Hey,
So
have you ever thought of copying the text he did, putting
do
it into Google and see if it translates
every
it?
time I copy it,
Does it work?
bring it to Google Translate, it works, but it's very random. It'll say something like the channel that it is on is for whales, or so. I mean, it's like so nonsensical that I was like, okay, either this isn't translating right, but every post is like that.
He could be
And
just
so
a
I thought,
cookie spammer or something.
It's got to be, but he'll post, like when my father-in-law went in the hospital, I posted something about that, and I had a bunch of people writing comments, and then he posted like 4 times on that stream. I went and deleted all of his replies.
Yeah, sounds like
And
bad
then
news guy.
I just blocked him. I was like, you know what? Why am I even? If you're going to come to my page, write in English, or especially on a personal page, or don't. I don't know. I thought it was weird. So you can still block weird people, and that makes me happy.
How many weird people did you block today?
Yeah, exactly. And in my whole Facebook lifetime, I've only blocked a couple people, maybe 2 or 3.
I think I blocked about 2 or 3 also. They were pretty much spammers.
Yeah. And you go, you don't need to do that. If you have people posting on your stuff and they won't stop, you just block them.
Okay. Well, we are at 40 minutes. We have once again exceeded our 30-minute quota, which we never quite reach, but we're working on it. Hey, for anybody in the chat room have any comments?
Lots. They're talking about the AT&T Unlimited. They're talking about blog page analytics. Yeah, it's interesting. Gosh, analytics. We need to do one on blogging. We need to do a show about. We need a WordPress expert. Anybody out there?
WordPress, Squarespace, any of those.
Any of those, like some really good blogging stuff of analytics and getting better SEO to your blog. And then there's those people who say blogs are kind of a dying thing. And now
there's so many of them. The problem is, how do you filter the good blogs from the bad ones? It's a tough one.
Yeah, it is hard. You kind of it's content overload. But if you're writing a blog and you're putting content out there, how do you make sure and how do you get found or get the results you're looking for? And I think that would be a good topic.
Right.
And yeah, Larry, it is Samuel Gordon's was the question. And you do have to be invited to Pinterest.
Oh, you do?
Let me know if you need an invitation from me or if you just send in saying, I want to be on Pinterest. They then
Gina, send me an invite if you can.
Okay. I'll send you guys, those of you who want one, just put in the chat.
Okay.
And I will put that. And by the way, I have been copying and pasting the chat on our Facebook page. So anybody
Oh.
can access that, even if you're not a Facebook user. Go to facebook.com/SchreckTeck, and you
Now,
will see.
ideally, if it would be good to get everybody just on Twitter with the hashtag, but we have to push that, I guess.
Yeah, we kept saying we were going to do that instead of the chat.
We've tried
use
that,
it.
and it worked a little bit right at the beginning, and then everybody went back to the chat.
Yeah.
All right, listen up. We're going to Twitter.
It's right here. It's like you're looking at it.
It's easier. Yep.
Yeah, that is easier. Oh, and yeah, Levy, sorry, it was you that was asking about Pinterest. Let me know. I will send you guys an invite. I think I might need your email address, but my email address, I'll do this. If you want one, and I might need to email you, send me an email, Gina@synapseconnecting.com, and just let me know you want an invitation to Pinterest. I think that's how you invite people. Anyway, well, any big plans for this week?
No, not really. Just work.
I know, me too.
Year-end crunch.
Yeah, I've got tons of work, and I'll be doing it from Swedish Hospital. Luckily, have laptop, will travel. Love the fact that we can be mobile.
Well, best wishes for your father-in-law. I hope he's okay.
Thank you. Yeah, he's doing better now that he knows they're just going to take the toes and be done. Who needs toes?
Who needs toes?
They're nasty anyway.
Wait till his balance is a little bit different now, because your big toe actually balances you a lot.
Now luckily they're not taking the big toe.
Oh,
so
good.
That is true.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah, and just take care of ourselves. We need to all get those health checkups and eat better.
Eat
exercise
one less
more,
donut a day, you'll be fine.
and drink those energy drinks.
Actually, they're not good for you.
This one is.
But a lot of them just over caffeinate you, and the problem with energy drinks is they raise body temperature, which makes people angrier, makes people more hyper. There's a lot of issues with energy drinks.
Energy is loaded with B vitamins. And
Yeah,
so
but B vitamins can also cause a lot of side effects. You've got niacin, which could cause neurological issues. It's, people are over caffeinating, if you will, over hyping.
Wait, that's an oxymoron? Over caffeinating?
Over caffeinating. Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
You can't.
You can. Yeah, you can.
Oh, gosh. Oh, and Larry, sorry, I see questions on here that I missed. Interesting. Are the looks that you're seeing on your Facebook Insights from mobile devices? I would assume yes, because so much of Facebook is done on mobile devices.
That's probably true. Yep.
That's my guess, but I'll look into that. Okay, I think that's all the questions. I better stop looking at the chat.
All right. Anyway, everyone, have a great week. We will see you next week, and Gina will have more shoes on her Pinterest, so keep an eye on it.
That's right. Pin.
And Gina, you're fairly tall. You're what, 5'6", 5'7"?
See? We're terrible at guessing people's heights. I'm only 5'5".
5'5". That's fairly tall. Because I noticed there were a lot of 4-inch, 5-inch heels on those shoes.
I have 5-inch heels. And
5-inch. Wow. So you have very good balance.
Until I wear flats, and I fall all the time.
That's it. No tennis shoes or high heel tennis shoes, right?
High heel, those little rocker shoes.
Everyone, hey, have a great week. We will see you next week on SchreckTeck. Bye, Gina.
Those are sound effects.